Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching Viewpoint. I'm Anusha Soni. We continue to keep our focus at the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister is expected to arrive. What's on the agenda? The agenda is the celebration of the G20 Summit here in the national capital. That was a roaring success for India. And of course, the big elections on the card. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, the Hindi heartland that goes to polls in the next couple of months. And that's a decisive battle to watch out for. Crucial decisions are likely to be taken. We saw Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's present there. The Central Election Committee of the BJP is meeting and, of course, strategizing the narrative, the key positions that the party has to take, and in individual state, what kind of approach would the BJP really take? It's a bipolar contest in most of the states, especially in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, where the BJP would want to retain its government, especially in the state of MP, where it's a fight, it's a close fight between the Congress and the BJP. To give us more perspective about what's happening at the BJP headquarters, how crucial the show of strength is really going to be. And yes, in state elections, the local narrative, the local issues is very, very important. But there's always this larger narrative and the double engine ki sarkar narrative that the BJP has taken to town and said, look, not just at the national level, at the grassroots, it's also at the international level that India has been able to leave its mark. And the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, Narendra Modi, along with the regional satraps, has always been a very important part of the pitch, of the tone and tenor of the Saffron Party. And that's exactly what they're going to do in the Hindi heartland as well. Keeping in mind that these three states are, of course, the states which speak Hindi. It's one of the regions where the spillover effect from states like UP is going to be quite high. The fact that most of their star campaigners, including Yogi Adityanath, are going to be an important part of this campaign trail. Not to forget, Yogi Adityanath was today in Madhya Pradesh. He went to Jain Mahakal temple to offer his prayers and to seek blessings, and he is going to be an active part of this entire campaign. What kind of strategy is at play, and the celebration of the G20 success, how critical it is for the political optics of it? No doubt that substantially the summit was very successful. Most of the international commentators and observers have said that. But in the domestic politics as well, this positioning of how G20 summit is very crucial is going to be an important one. Let me try and cut across to our reporters as well who are tracking this visit. Payal is live with us from the BJP headquarters. Arun Dhata is also joining us. Anshul is also with us on the broadcast. Arun, give us a broad sense. What are we likely to witness today? What is the plan really like? What time is the Prime Minister is expected to arrive? Am I audible to you, Arun? Can you hear me?
Yes. If you can just repeat your question.
So, Arun, I asked you about what the plan really is like. When is the Prime Minister expected to arrive? It's a crucial CEC meeting other than the G20 celebration. So what exactly is on the agenda? What exactly does the evening really look like?
Well, see, in a short while from now, Prime Minister Modi will be reaching BJP headquarters, and remember that he's coming to BJP office to participate in that Central Election Committee's meeting, which will be discussing the candidates for Madhya Pradesh. And right behind me are the visuals of the BJP headquarters. You can see the flurry of BJP supporters on the both side of the entry of the BJP office, and in fact we are seeing that people have already started coming here at the gate, especially BJP leader, the likes of General Secretary BJP Vinod Tavade, Kailash Vijayvargiya is there, BJP's national media in charge Anil Baluni is also there, and as and when Prime Minister Modi will be reaching at the gate, we'll see the likes of BJP Chief JP Nadda, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and various other union ministers who are present here to welcome Prime Minister Modi. But coming back to this event which BJP has planned, it is all about the success of the government in organizing G20 summit, and most importantly the way and the manner in which it was organized, and also of course the support, the participation which people of this country have given to this program. That is something which is going to be part of this celebration, and all these BJP Karyakartas, BJP workers who have gathered here from Delhi NCR will be welcoming Prime Minister Modi from the entry of the BJP headquarters. They will be, of course, showering petals on Prime Minister Modi, and Prime Minister Modi, we are given to understand, will also wave to them, accept their respects, and of course the welcome slogans which they will be chanting. And we are told that within 15 to 20 minutes, perhaps Prime Minister Modi will be reaching here, and before he gets inside the BJP office and get in the action mode for the CEC meeting, he will of course spend some time with the BJP workers here at the entrance of the BJP headquarters. And of course what BJP and government is trying to show through this program is that it was a program, the G20 event was a public event. The participation of public was something which was immense, and perhaps in the history of G20, no country had managed to organize such programs the way India had done. The programs, more than 200 programs in 60 cities of the country. It was planned in a way that the delegates who came to India, they would see the color of India from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and that happened and successfully happened. And the culmination of that G20, when you had 20 countries, powerful 20 countries head in the national capital, it was smoothly organized. There was complete shutdown in the national capital at that time, but people actually embraced that shutdown. They are saying that they're welcoming such event, even if it requires for them to completely stay indoors. They're happy with that, as long as it is related to the pride of the country. And therefore Prime Minister Modi's decision, and of course the planning with which they have planned the events in the entire country, is something for which these people are here. And thank and welcome Prime Minister Modi.
All right, it's going to be a grand celebration. It's going to be a grand welcome, and they say, well, our family member has done very well. That's what one of the BJP workers said, and that's why we are celebrating the success of the G20. National pride, this sentiment dominates the kind of narrative and the discourse that has come in from the Saffron Party, especially around the G20 summit. And rightly so, the culture, the heritage and the kind of ethos India has been very proudly displayed at the G20 summit, and also the many events that Arun was talking about that were held across the country. Multiple events, dozens of events were held. I want to cut across to Payal as well. She's with us on the broadcast. Payal, coming to the second limb of what exactly is happening, it's the CEC meeting, and state of Madhya Pradesh is very crucial because that's the state where BJP is fighting to keep itself in power. We saw Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's present there. Who are the other key dignitaries who have arrived?
Well, the members of the CEC are coming in. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, is already inside. Devendra Fadnavis, another member of the CEC, is also inside. Kailash Vijayvargiya is also here. He's also from the state of Madhya Pradesh. He's also here as well. A lot of leaders will be coming in. We just saw Ashwini Vaishnav go in a short while ago. Ashwini Vaishnav is the election co-in charge as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned. And in a short while from now, we expected Bhupendra Yadav also to be here. Bhupendra Yadav is the election in charge for Madhya Pradesh. Now, Madhya Pradesh is a very, very crucial election. I'll tell our viewers why. Because Madhya Pradesh is the oldest organization for the BJP. And the last election did not really go the way they would have liked, and they lost that election. But of course, Jyotiraditya Scindia managed to get a lot of people along with him. And that actually led to the downfall of the Kamal Nath government. And then Shivraj Singh Chauhan was reinstated as a chief minister. So it's quite a challenge as far as that is concerned, because Shivraj Singh Chauhan is one of the longest serving chief ministers of the BJP fold. He's somebody who's trying to hold on very, very strongly to his fortes. He's facing a stiff challenge. He's facing a massive anti-incumbency. And that's one of the reasons you've seen a lot of, focus on Madhya Pradesh, especially with the Home Minister Amit Shah placing himself in Madhya Pradesh. He's in charge of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, whereas JP Nadda will be taking charge of Rajasthan as well as Telangana. So obviously, the BJP getting itself organization ready ahead of the crucial elections, and you saw the first list of candidates already put out earlier as well. Today, we are expecting that they probably will put out another set of candidates. They'll finalize another set of candidates. I'll tell you what happens in the CEC. So the state, when they had the working group meeting, just a couple of days ago at JP Nadda's residence, that was a co-group meeting. So there the state discusses the names that they really have brought with them. There could be a list of 4 or 5 names. And that is then zeroed down to 3 names, Anusha. And those 3 names are brought before the CEC. The CEC discusses these seats by seats, discusses it candidate by candidate, and then puts its stamp or seal on the candidates. And since All the parliamentary board members are also part of the CEC, which means that the highest decision-making authority of the party gives its approval, after which the list is released as well. It has never been seen in BJP's history that they release a list much before the election dates were even announced. But this time around, you've seen that happen. You've seen that happen in Madhya Pradesh. You've seen that happen in Chhattisgarh. The idea of the BJP is that they want to give their workers enough time to go and prepare on ground, because this is going to be a difficult set of elections, and elections right before the Lok Sabha elections, given the fact that they lost Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, all of these in 2018. But you saw the kind of stupendous victory that Modi got in 2019 in Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is different, and state elections are different. So that's the kind of preparation that you're seeing as far as the party is concerned.
All right. I want to get across to Anshul as well. Let me quickly get in a word from him. Anshul, in any political discourse, there are various paradigms. And of course, if the local issues, the regional issues are very important from the political sentiments point of view for the BJP to generate its vote. National pride is the overarching theme that BJP has always used as a plank to put forward its agenda, to put forward the kind of issues that they want to work upon. And that's going to be the theme largely in these state elections as well, as Pal pointed out, that these are the elections right before the big battle of 2024. The BJP workers on the ground, what kind of preparations and how much time does the Prime Minister arrive? How long will this, welcome of sorts really going to be? Give us a broad sense, Anshul.
So yes, as you rightly mentioned, that national pride is the plank in which many of the elections have been fought in the past by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But this time around, the BJP is also prepared to make sure that any sort of ground that they have lost, especially in Madhya Pradesh, that people could work upon that, and that is the reason why we are seeing such hectic parlays happening even before the elections have been announced. Talking about the environment, talking about the atmosphere, I'll just move over to the frame and try and show you. This is the BJP headquarters, where in the next few minutes, the Prime Minister will come out and will wave to this crowd and will accept the appreciation that is being given to him because of the kind of success that India has gotten during the G20 Summit, and also the manner in which the leaders of the world got out here in the national capital, and the Prime Minister actually went ahead and projected a new India, a new Bharat in front of the world. That is something that has filled each and every person with pride. I'll speak to a few people who have gathered over here. सर, कितनी बड़ी बात है, आज मोदी जी आएंगे, आप लोग अभिवादन करने के लिए G20 देखकर कैसा महसूस हुआ?
ये सारे लोग अपने आप को गर्वान्वित समझ रहे हैं कि ये G20 में इतनी सक्सेस हासिल की है, बल्कि G21 बना देना ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। देश में अपना, देश ही नहीं अपने विदेश में भी अपना नाम कमाना, और ये हमारे लिए बहुत गर्व की बात है। और
शायद मोदी जी भी देख रहे होंगे अभी आपको लाइव, क्या कहना चाहेंगे प्राइम मिनिस्टर से?
मैं मोदी जी को अपना भगवान समझता हूँ। भगवान, ये सारे लोग मेरे हिसाब से मोदी जी को भगवान समझते हैं कि मोदी जी ने जो कर दिखाया है वो एक भगवान का अवतार है, जो इतना बड़ा काम कर दिया है, और सबको, पूरे विश्व को एक सूत्र में बांधना बहुत बड़ी बात है ये, और सबको पीसफुल सबक सिखाना कि कैसे देश को आगे बढ़ाया जाए। कोविड के टाइम में इतने हमने यहाँ से विदेश में लोगों की जान बचाई। ये हमारा देश है, हमारा मोदी है, मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। भारत माता की।
So yes, there is absolute excitement that has now engulfed the entire BJP headquarters. In the next few minutes, we are expecting the Prime Minister to enter from that gate, the far gate that you are seeing on your screens right now. Prime Minister will enter from there. And
we'll continue to stay with those live visuals, Anshul. We'll continue to stay with you, Arun Datta, and my colleague Pal Mehta getting us all the details. Those are the visuals from the BJP headquarters here in the national capital. The Prime Minister is expected to arrive in a few minutes from now. This continues to be our focus here on Viewpoint. Joining us on the broadcast is Neeti Jain, the spokesperson of BJP. Rashid Kidwai, who's a senior journalist, is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Abbas Haider from the Samajwadi Party is also with us on the show. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, Neeti. I have to begin this by asking you that no doubt that G20 was the biggest success that we have seen, and yes, in the history of foreign policy, this will be remembered as one of the moments, as one of the points where India was able to get some kind of cooperation and a mandate in a deeply divided world. But there are many within the opposition ranks who argue that an international event is being used for political gains. What would you say to the naysayers?
I think it's pretty hilarious for somebody who goes abroad and use the national platform to trash India, have a problem with us portraying India in a good light, and they say we are using the international platform to our benefit. I really think they need to rethink about anything that they're talking about. That said, G20 has been a huge success. We have been placed on a national, on an international platform as a force to reckon with. And no matter who says what, I think the G20 has portrayed India as a whole, because we've had events across the year and throughout the country. And the international delegates have seen the kind of thriving democracy that we have across the country. And we have seen how we have portrayed our culture, we have portrayed our the legacy that we have as a country to the world. So to say that it is being used, I think it is just being elevated on a platform and being portrayed to the world. I don't know who would have a problem with that in any way whatsoever.
Mr. Abbas Haider, do you agree with that? If there's an international convention or an international event where India has done phenomenally well, why shouldn't we celebrate it? BJP is saying we're not using it for any political gains, but it's a moment and an occasion that should be celebrated, and that's exactly what we are doing. Mr. Haider. Abbas ji, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Can you hear me? I think you have to unmute yourself, sir. All right, we'll just connect to Mr. Abbas Haider. Mr. Rashid Kidwai is also with us on the broadcast. He's been hearing this discussion. Mr. Kidwai, on a broader point with you, national pride, of course, is one sentiment on which the BJP has, pitched its different agendas or the issues that it wants to work upon. And in the state elections as well, national pride, your cultural pride is going to be a very important sentiment with which the BJP puts forward its own narrative. And G20 is an important part of that narrative.
Absolutely, Anusha. It was a national event and done with a great kind of effort, and of course, Prime Minister and his entire team needs to be complimented. But this is this was a national event, and as I said, all of us have reasons to feel proud. Now, this overt politicization, I was hearing your correspondent and others saying it, linking it to somehow with Madhya Pradesh elections and all. I find this this formulation a bit problematic. What happens if people of Madhya Pradesh give a different verdict, or Chhattisgarh, or any election? I think a state assembly election, I think it is very unfair to Mr. Modi, to G23, to G20, and the spirit of nationalism that we have and the kind of parliamentary democracy. We cannot put it to election test. Even if BJP wins, it will win for its political reasons, not because of a Chandrayaan or a G20. These are national things. I'm not trying to take away any glory that Mr. Modi and his party deserves, but these are the government things. I mean, to say that it will be a game changer in Madhya Pradesh election is a misnomer. And second thing, what if it it doesn't happen? For elections are a very complex phenomena. If for some reason BJP loses Madhya Pradesh, will it be a reflection on G20? No, I don't think so. As a citizen, I resent this kind of formulation or this kind of test being added to a diplomatic success of the country.
No, I agree with you there, sir. But I think the BJP or any political party in this country, including Congress, they're smart enough to understand that on these international events, you can't really tout your narrative. And especially in state elections, which you rightly said are far more complex and complicated. But I think any political narrative is a multi-dimensional paradigm. And in that paradigm, in the context of national pride, somewhere G20 will be an important one. And that's why we saw the events around G20 happening in different parts of the country. Mr. Abbas Haider, a grand welcome, quote unquote, is being accorded to the Prime Minister at the BJP headquarters, congratulating him on the successful G20 summit that was held here in the national capital. How do you see these developments? Haider Saab, if you can hear me.
Party does believe in events, and they have to get a welcome from their own party leaders. People of the country are not welcoming the Prime Minister. See, we are the 17th country out of the 19 member of G20 to host G20 summit. I mean, the Prime Minister and the government was waiting for the election so that they could host G20 summit just before the election so that they could get some political benefit out of it. See, this party, Bharatiya Janata Party and the Prime Minister just believe in event management. And what have we got out of this event? We have spent 4,100 crores of hard-earned money of our citizens. What have we got? Have the government, has the Bharatiya Janata Party and the government, have they passed a resolution in G20 about illegally occupied land of our country by China and Pakistan? What did our citizens got in return? This is the most important question. Our people, they feel disappointed because they have not.
But Heather Saab, G20 in all honesty is not a political platform. I mean, you couldn't have had that kind of resolution there. It's not the United Nations General Assembly or a Security Council.
Democracy. We are a vibrant democracy as well. And what the US president is saying in Hanoi, he's saying that, you know, I'm tense about the situation of press freedom in India. He's talking about crucial issues. The US president did not get a chance to address the press and media in India.
We'll talk about all of those facets. You've raised those points. We'll talk about all of those facets. And Neeti, I'll give you the time to respond to each and every argument that has been made there. We're slipping into a very short break, but here on Viewpoint, this remains our top focus.
Can the TMC and will the TMC agree to give more than 2 seats to the Congress Party? I don't think so. Same problem in Delhi, where the Congress has 0 in both the Assembly as in Lok Sabha. The AAP also doesn't have any Lok Sabha seats, but they think by virtue of the fact that they are in power in Delhi, they can at least win more than a Congress can. So these are those tricky areas which really need to be sorted about. And I think the last time round, as we reported at the Mumbai meeting, the grudge of, say, Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, even RJD and JDU was that why hasn't the resolution put down the kind of a deadline on when these seat sharing talks should take place, because time is clearly running out. We also know that this coordination meeting is taking place in the backdrop of Abhishek Banerjee being given an ED summon, Chandrababu Naidu's arrest. What they're going to also raise the point is this is deliberate witch hunt. We all need to come together in the days to come. There's a possibility that similar kind of action may be taken against many of the other India front leaders as well, but we are not supposed to be daunted by that. These are going to be the inherent problems within coordination. How is it going to be? Will it be a joint campaign where they'll come together and campaign as far as the local or state elections are concerned, which are coming up? I think the first baby step is really going to be taken as far as the first coordination committee meeting goes. But the first big step is going to be taken towards seat sharing and the India front meeting. As the first meeting of the coordination committee takes place at Mr. Sharad Pawar's residence, a couple of important challenges as well as messages. Now, Mr. Pawar, of course, because he's a veteran politician and someone who perhaps there's a hope can reconcile the differences within the India front. So therefore, the lead has been given to him. Now, what has been decided, as we have been reporting earlier also, that at least on 440 seats, there would be only one joint India front candidate to be put up against the BJP or NDA, so as to ensure that there is no division of the anti-BJP votes. But this again is easier said than done. Over the last few days, we have been seeing lots of conflicts. For example, Bhagwat Mann, the Punjab Chief Minister, made it very clear that at least in Punjab, he's not going to give even a single ticket to the Congress. Congress has been in power in the state. They also have a large number of MPs from there. Would they really accept the situation? No, because the winnability criteria according to the Congress applies in Punjab because they think and they know that they can win from the state. How do you reconcile that? Let's move to West Bengal. As far as West Bengal gets, what TMC sources are telling us is that apart from Murshidabad and possibly Malda, the Congress cannot win seats in the state. We've been hearing what Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has been speaking out against Mamata Banerjee, most recently being on the presidential banquet for G20 delegates, where he asked that why was Mamata Banerjee present there? Was she trying to win over or placate the BJP? It is very, very clear that there is no love lost between the two sides, but Adhir requires to attack Mamata because that's what his politics is all about. That's one problem. But can the TMC and will the TMC agree to give more than 2 seats to the Congress Party? I don't think so. Same problem in Delhi, where the Congress has 0 in both the Assembly as in Lok Sabha. The AAP also doesn't have any Lok Sabha seats, but they think by virtue of the fact that they are in power in Delhi, they can at least win more than a Congress can. So these are those tricky areas which really need to be sorted about. And I think the last time round, as we reported at the Mumbai meeting, the grudge of, say, Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, even RJD and JDU was that why hasn't the resolution put down the kind of a deadline on when these seat sharing talks should take place, because time is clearly running out. We also know that this coordination meeting is taking place in the backdrop of Abhishek Banerjee being given an ED summon, Chandrababu Naidu's arrest. What they're going to also raise the point is this is deliberate witch hunt. We all need to come together in the days to come. There's a possibility that similar kind of action may be taken against many of the other India front leaders as well, but we are not supposed to be daunted by that. These are going to be the inherent problems within coordination. How is it going to be? Will it be a joint campaign where they'll come together and campaign as far as the local or state elections are concerned, which are coming up? I think the first baby step is really going to be taken as far as the first coordination committee meeting goes. But the first big step is going to be taken towards seat sharing and the India Front meeting. As the first meeting of the coordination committee takes place at Mr. Sharad Pawar's residence, a couple of important challenges as well as messages. Now, Mr. Pawar, of course, because he's a veteran politician and someone who perhaps there's a hope can reconcile the differences within the India Front. So, therefore, the lead has been given to him. Now, what has been decided, as we have been reporting earlier also, that at least on 440 seats, there would be only one joint India Front candidate to be put up against the BJP or NDA, so as to ensure that there is no division of the anti-BJP votes. But this again is easier said than done. Over the last few days, we have been seeing lots of conflicts. For example, Bhagwat Mann, the Punjab Chief Minister, made it very clear that at least in Punjab, he's not going to give even a single ticket to the Congress. Congress has been in power in the state. They also have a large number of MPs from there. Would they really accept the situation? No, because the winnability criteria according to the Congress applies in Punjab because they think and they know that they can win from the state. How do you reconcile?
All right, we're cutting across to those live visuals from the BJP headquarters. What we're hearing is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to arrive, and I believe he's arrived at the BJP headquarters. We'll just have those visuals confirmed to us in just a bit from now. BJP President Mr. J.P. Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah, and the other members of the CEC, including Mr. Rajnath Singh, have arrived at the BJP headquarters. The visuals on your screen right now. This is the Central Election Committee of the Saffron Party of the BJP. They're going to take crucial decisions on the party list, the candidates which are going to be fielded, more importantly, the narrative which is going to go forward, maintaining a certain kind of balance as to vis-a-vis different concerns, whether it's the caste aspirations, regional aspirations, political ambitions of various leaders. All of that is going to be very, very important for the BJP, especially in a state like Madhya Pradesh, where the contest is a very, very close one. That's the state which the BJP is fighting to retain power. Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan right now are administered by the Congress Party. Not to forget, these are the stalwarts and the regional satraps of the BJP who have gathered there. Niti Jain with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rashid Kidwai also with us. BJP leader Manoj Tiwari speaking right now. Let's try and cut across to those reactions and the sound bites really coming in. As I was saying earlier, this is a celebration of the G20 Summit held here in the national capital, which was a roaring success. Niti Jain and Mr. Rashid Kidwai continue to be with us on the broadcast. Niti, the Samajwadi Party had raised various questions right before we went into the break, and they raised questions about freedom of speech and expression and everything being turned into a PR event by the BJP. Respond to that, please.
You know, I am almost surprised when any of the opposition comes out and say, "Isse humko kya mila?" Bhaiya, aapko chahiye kya tha? What is it that you wanted and that you did not get? India has had 73 documents that have been passed through this entire summit, and that is the highest in any of the G20 summits that has happened. And the corridor that we are creating, the biofuel alliance that we are doing, I don't know what is it that the opposition wanted, and it is not correct to look at everything in in connection with the elections that are coming up next. Not everything is about the election. I think this is way beyond. This is about Bharat. This is about us as a country that is being respected across the world. I don't know what is it that the opposition wanted and they did not get. And if you're talking about the freedom of press, I think the US itself, 6 out of 10 apparently, and I'm quoting a Pew Research study, the press, the journalists in US say we have no press freedom. So I think Biden needs to look into that first. I don't want to comment on foreign policy where I am not equipped to speak because the government agenda is different and the party agenda is different. But the freedom of press, I think, is very relative in that sense.
That debate for another day. I believe that calls for another debate in this country about the freedom of press and the various index that come and tell you about how free any press is, and the credibility of a lot of these have been questioned. But as I said, that's not the topic that we are talking about right now. Professor Sangeet Ragi is also joining us on the broadcast. Professor Ragi, good evening. Thank you so much for speaking with us. How do you see these celebrations at the BJP headquarters? Not to forget, it's the all-important CEC meet right before the assembly elections in the 3 crucial states.
I think that certainly the BJP as a party would be celebrating the success of G20 meeting. But at the same time, now the serious work is before them. The assembly elections are going to take place in sometime in November, and therefore BJP will have to set its house in order. Particularly these 3 states are very crucial, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, where the BJP will be going all out. At least in 2 states they will have to they will work hard, they will have to work very hard to dislodge the Congress party. There is a divided house in Rajasthan, so it will not be a big task. Probably, provided they keep their house in order, and the strategy of the BJP is that they will be keeping Prime Minister on front. There will be no chief ministerial candidate projected in advance by the BJP in Rajasthan,
yes,
and also in case of Chhattisgarh. So obviously these meetings are very crucial for the BJP, and they will have also reflections on the preparation for 2024 in setting the narratives, also the preparation for 2024.
Right. Mr. Rashid Kidwai, coming to you. You were talking about the fact that how the success of an international event like G20 cannot be a poll plank. It's not something on which any political party can go to the town and say, look, you have to give us votes because we've got the success at an international platform at a summit that was held in New Delhi. You're right in saying that, but it somewhere adds to the components of national pride. Foreign policy is something that this government has put at the forefront and often touted that, look, India's stature, India's position across the world on international platform has only been accentuated with the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes, Anusha. See, the government of the day should get credit for such, holding G20 and even, the success of Chandrayaan, everything. But we must make a very, nuanced distinction between what government of India does, we as a nation do, and what the BJP, Mr. Modi's political party, is doing politically. It is in BJP's own interest is not to link these successes at the diplomatic thing or in administrative or economy or in space technology to elections, because the problem in that, as I said, see, if Madhya Pradesh verdict goes against the BJP, would BJP accept that there is a poor reflection of people on the success of G20 or Mr. Modi's diplomatic initiatives and the kind of we as a nation are doing to bring about peace among warring nations, etc. So I think this overt politicization of it. The BJP's problem is that they look at all these things as some kind of political masterstroke. They must take a deep, breath and see the functioning of the government is very different from functioning of a political party. And
overt politicization. I'm going to take that criticism to Neeti. Neeti, why are you overtly politicizing an international event, which no doubt was a success, but is not something to be quote-unquote celebrated like this at the BJP headquarters?
No, so if we want to welcome and award our leader as for a successful event, you think this is politicizing? And secondly, sir, everything that happens in a country has to somewhere depend on the political will of the leader, of the party that is in power, and you cannot take it away from that. Nobody is saying that this is the political plank and everything, but development is our political plank, be it on the state level or on the national level, and you cannot alienate the two out of the equation. So it is the political will of the leader that has made all of these things happen, and you cannot take it away from him. And just because we want to congratulate him in our own party office, we're not even talking about taking it to the state or in anywhere, but you have a problem with that as well. I really don't understand why. This is something
Professor
that the
Sangeet
entire
Ravi,
country should celebrate, not
how
just the
do you-
BJP.
How do you see this criticism? Has there been an overt politicization of foreign policy in Indian political discourse? Do you agree with that criticism?
I don't think so. Foreign policy is also the part of the politics. Certainly, the driving force behind the foreign policy is protection, promotion, and acceleration of your national interest. But at the same time, the party in power who drives and who basically pilots this, your national interest, would also try to, capitalize or make political capital out of it. So certainly, if the BJP goes tomorrow in elections, when Mrs. Gandhi won, the party, the government of the day won 71 war, certainly it had a political mileage. Similarly, when you organize such a big event and there is no element of corruption involved in it, the Commonwealth game was also a success story, but at the same time, it was, messed up with, tons of corruptions. Every day we used to have headlines in newspapers and also on the television screen about what went wrong, what was the corruption, magnitude of the corruption, quantum of the corruption involved in organizing the Commonwealth program. Here is a success which has been celebrated and which has been acknowledged, acclaimed by parties across the political ideologies. Even Shashi Tharoor congratulated the success of the government on the issue. So certainly when the BJP goes to elections tomorrow, suppose the BJP, it would have been a messed up, completely a failure, and there would have been no consensus on the agenda of G20. Would Congress Party have not taken it to the political domain? Certainly it would have gone to. You look at Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was in a state in addressing election rally, and there was water logging at some places which continued for 1 or 2 hours. She made it a part of her election speech.
Yeah.
So certainly tomorrow, when the BJP goes to Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan in election, certainly it would like to capitalize on the success of G20, Chandrayaan, and many more such success stories in space technology and also in the defense sector.
All right, Mr. Rashid Kidwai, do you think that at the state elections, you rightly said that the regional aspirations, ambitions, issues, that's what dominates when a state elections takes place. More importantly, look at the example of the state of Karnataka, where hyper-local issues were extremely important, and that's how the grand old party was able to cement its victory. I'm sure that the BJP is aware that the dynamics of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan are very different. And of course, religion in those states is going to form a very important part of the narrative, especially in Madhya Pradesh. But do you think the national pride and that sentiment somewhere finds its place to pitch BJP as, the stronger contender or the double engine ki sarkar?
First of all, Anusha, I want to clarify that I have nothing against this celebration that is going on in party office. The BJP is very... No, I'm just clarifying to Niti that there is BJP is within its rights to highlight. I am only against this kind of political formulation that this, the success of G20 will have a, kind of spillover effect in assembly elections, because there was a reason why some of the former prime ministers would not, campaign extensively in state assembly elections, because the outcome would, they didn't want to make the outcome as some kind of referendum on their, national perspective and national policies and the kind of achievements that they were trying to, achieve. So this has been a rationale. If the And moreover, in the context of G20, I want to, let my esteemed friend, Professor Ragi know that yes, of course, the government of India did it. The BJP as a political party played a big role because it's a BJP government. But the first event had taken place in Udaipur in Rajasthan. So the G20 events, some of them were organized in the opposition-ruled states also, and with success. So therefore, this was a national event. Now, if the BJP wants to put it on a political test in assembly elections, let them be. Problem is, what if the voters give a different verdict? Like I remember, I'll just see in Himachal election, Mr. Modi said in assembly election that don't look at the candidate, vote for me. I'm the person, and people of Himachal did not do that. So it somewhat somebody can interpret it that it was a poor reflection on Prime Minister Modi, or the same thing in Karnataka. So if the Prime Minister is putting his prestige at stake in assembly elections and the success eludes them, then obviously the Prime Minister's personality would come into question.
All right.
I'm saying, please don't put G20 under the state assembly test.
All right, I'll come back to you, Niti, and I'll give you the opportunity to respond. But before that, a quick update from my colleague Arun Dhata, who's at the BJP headquarters. Arun, what exactly is happening there? Mr. Rajnath Singh, we saw, has arrived. In how much time can we expect the Prime Minister and other leaders to arrive there?
Well, any moment from now, we can expect Prime Minister Modi to reach BJP headquarters. And in fact, we just saw Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arriving BJP headquarters. These are the visuals right behind me. This is the entry gate through which Prime Minister Modi will be entering. And we are also told that in few minutes from now, Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be reaching here. And of course, we are seeing people, senior leaders of BJP have already started gathering at the main entrance of Bharatiya Janata Party. This is the place where they will be welcoming Prime Minister Modi. Of course, before that you have Delhi BJP workers on the both sides of the entry gate of BJP office, and as and when Prime Minister Modi enters, we will see that these BJP workers will be chanting the slogan of Jai Shri Ram, and also will shower flower petals on Prime Minister Modi for the successfully concluding the G20 in the country, where 20 heads of state participated, and that entire event actually happened very smoothly, without any issue, without any problem with that event. And therefore this event has been organized here at BJP headquarters to thank Prime Minister Modi, to sending out a message to global community that India can organize such an event where 20 countries of the world, the two-thirds population of the world can gather in the country, and we can organize such an event. So in fact, we've seen the likes of JP Nadda, Rajnath Singh, Ashwani Vaishnav, and other organizational leaders of BJP are already present here waiting for Prime Minister Modi. In fact, we can see that Prime Minister's route is already there, so there is no movement outside the gate and the route which Prime Minister Modi will be taking, which means that any moment from now we can expect Prime Minister Modi to reach here in the BJP headquarters. Of course, firstly he will be welcomed by BJP workers, and then he will enter the BJP headquarters to participate in that CEC meeting, which will of course decide the candidates for Madhya Pradesh assembly elections. We know that already 39 candidates have been declared by BJP in their first list on 17th of August, and in either tonight or tomorrow we will expect the second list of the BJP candidates from Madhya Pradesh. Remember, this time around BJP has deployed a different strategy altogether. They are focusing on those seats initially which they have never won, and all those 39 seats which they declared on 17th of August are those seats which BJP had never won. So perhaps on the same lines we will see the candidates which will be decided today, the tickets which will be released by BJP will be those who BJP had never won. Remember, at this moment there are 103 seats in Madhya Pradesh on which BJP is focusing largely. Those seats are the ones which BJP had lost in 2018. So this is going to be a very, very important meeting of CEC today, that who all are going to actually make it to that list, the second list of BJP candidates.
All right, who all are going to make to that second list? In any moment from now, we can expect the Prime Minister to arrive. There would be celebrations, as we told you. There are a lot of party workers who have gathered there to celebrate the G20 success. And of course, the political debate around it, that continues to go on. I want to cut across back to Professor Sangeet Ragi, Rashid Kidwai and Niti Jain, who are with us on the broadcast. Niti, first to you, and trying to take on that point that Rashid Kidwai was talking about, that if you make an international political event as some sort of a plank on which you want to hitch your narrative or hinge your narrative and take it to people, then any kind of defeat would also be a reflection on that, and that doesn't add up. That's not the right political calculation that any political party has. Niti.
But Anusha, I don't think we have done that at all. It
Sure.
is the frustration of the opposition parties that probably cannot think beyond every election, that they are fighting to fight and win both. So I think it is the opposition party and the imagination of their own heads that they are talking about only elections. It is the will, the political will and the vision of the Prime Minister that today we celebrate as a country the successful G20 that we had organized and executed. And to look at it, if it was just the opposition, I think we would still be asking about hame isse milega kya? So it was the vision of the leader in the country that has taken ahead, that has brought about an entire country excited about an event which was a foreign policy event. There were colleges involved, there were schools involved, and the entire country was involved, and no other country has been able to do this.
Okay.
And certain leaders from the opposition also have come out and praised what has happened. So I really think they need to get over themselves, and elections are different, and you cannot blame the BJP to fight elections with everything that we have, because that is what we do. We fight every election with all we have to win the election. But to put G20 on that pedestal, and that, in my opinion, is a very myopic view of looking at this achievement that we have had as a country. It is not
Mr.
the
Kidwai,
BJP
I think Niti has a point there when she
opposition.
says that BJP has not really done that. They might be celebrating the success of the G20 in a big way. There might be a political statement both explicitly and implicitly there. But that's not their major political plank or the narrative when they go to the state assembly elections. And for it to be made like that is a distortion of the argument or the narrative. Mr. Kidwai.
Well, I'll be very happy if BJP, refrains from doing that, because that is what I'm saying. The success of the Indian state and government of India is in some ways it cannot be the same measure success of the BJP as a political vehicle of winning elections, etc. I am saying there is always a temptation, as I was hearing that kind of discussion that the BJP is having difficult time in Madhya Pradesh, etc. And Mr. Modi's standing in the international, stature and G20 and all can be a game changer. So I was responding to that
Sure.
It is naive on the part of BJP to be putting itself to, a test on the success of G20 and Chandrayaan, etc. to assembly elections, because assembly elections are very complex. There are a lot of issues are there in anti-incumbency, performance of a particular MLA, etc. So it may be a reflection, and that's why I gave example that in the past, when we have 14 prime ministers, about I can say 10, 12 of them did not participate in assembly elections in a very active way because they didn't want to put their prestige at stake. But then the BJP and Mr. Modi are within their rights to be doing that.
All right, I want to zoom out from the G20 success and zoom into the state assembly elections, not to forget that after these celebrations, there's the crucial CEC meet which will be conducted. Top leaders of the BJP are present there. Prime Minister is set to arrive in any moment from now, as this meeting is going to be very crucial. There's already one list that has been put out, especially for the state of Madhya Pradesh, which is critical for the BJP. Professor Sangeet Ragi, as far as the states of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, of course Telangana are concerned, how crucial is this battle for the BJP for the Hindi heartland?
I think that this is very crucial in the sense that a bulk of parliamentary seats comes from these states, and BJP cannot afford to lose these states. One can argue that, look, even in 2019, the assembly election, prior to the Lok Sabha election, BJP had lost, but it reversed the trend in the Lok Sabha election. that is said and done. Here, every situation cannot, the two situations cannot be compared, that they would have the same pattern of unfolding times to come. I wish to reflect that in all elections, there are a couple of issues which anchor the elections.
Sure.
And it is not one or two issues that a political party takes to the battle. So certainly BJP will be having a lot of issues that they will take to the political ground in contesting the election. But I am pretty sure that every political party who is in power would like to celebrate and like to capitalize on the success of what Mr. Modi has done. More importantly, I think that the G20 should be celebrated not only in terms of the consensus that has been built across such a huge range of issues, almost 73 and 74 subjects. If you look at the work in Bali and other G summits, you will be finding that the work and the consensus that has been built here are almost 4 and 5 times larger than what happened in the past. So that way also it is a great success. More importantly, the kind of vision and the kind of consensus that BJP built. So this has put the stature of Prime Minister Narendra Modi at a different pedestal altogether.
Yeah.
So everybody has now recognized that he is the one who is not to be led by the masses. He is the one who has the capacity to lead from the front. He is the one who is true leader. And even not only at the domestic level, even the global leaders have accepted the leadership of Prime Minister Modi in terms of the vision. I'm again emphasizing, in terms of the vision, nobody has thought of one planet, one future. This is something which catches the eyes and attention of each and every nation, be it Pakistan, even those countries which are which do not like India, being success on any count. Even they are saying today that yes, it's a marvelous achievement that the Prime Minister Modi has done.
The achievement of consensus at G20 indeed was a historic moment by any measure. Nobody can deny that. The political outcome of it, or there is a overt politicization of it, that's open to debate, and that's what we're doing. I want to cut across back to Mr. Rashid Kidwai. Mr. Kidwai, taking a point from you, I'm told my colleague Arun Dhata is also with us on the broadcast. First, a word from Arun about what's happening at the BJP headquarters right now. Arun, what's happening at the headquarters right now? Give us a sense.
Well, see, Anusha, we all are eagerly waiting for Prime Minister Modi to enter, but we are given to understand that Union Home Minister Amit Shah is now about to enter the BJP headquarters. We are seeing that the gate is opening now. Perhaps we'll see Home Minister Amit Shah's cavalcade entering. But of course, before that, you'll see BJP leaders have made a line there. Starting from, of course, Manoj Tiwari is there, Vinod Tavade is there, Delhi BJP chief is also there, Harshvardhan is there. So all these leaders have made a long line to actually welcome Union Home Minister Amit Shah. It seems that now, yes, of course, Amit Shah, this is the cavalcade of Amit Shah, JP Nadda. The JP Nadda is entering now. This is the cavalcade of BJP chief JP Nadda. You can see JP Nadda sitting at the front seat, and in fact he was also welcomed with those flowers by BJP Karyakartas. Now you can see BJP chief JP Nadda entering the BJP headquarters, a long line of BJP leaders to welcome BJP chief JP Nadda. And now when we are seeing JP Nadda here at BJP headquarters, it means that in a short while, we can expect Union Home Minister Amit Shah and then Prime Minister Modi to reach BJP headquarters. You can see as the entry happened, as the entry of JP Nadda happened, we are seeing that BJP Karyakartas have started, shouting Jai Shri Ram, slogans here at the party headquarters, and they are all waiting for Prime Minister Modi to arrive here. This is JP Nadda waving to the cameras. You can see on your screen. In fact, Bhupendra Yadav, Union Minister, was also there, who amongst the people who welcomed him. Now these people are entering inside the BJP office, and once again, when we'll see Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Prime Minister JP Nadda will be coming out to, of course, welcome them. But this is the cavalcade of BJP Chief JP Nadda. You can see continuous music at the backdrop. And these people are eagerly waiting to see the glimpse of Prime Minister Modi and to thank him for for successfully organizing the G20 event in the national capital, and of course the cooperation that people of the country gave to this event is also very, very significant. And therefore, as government planned to make this event a people's event, that's how it turned out. And Prime Minister Modi, in fact, we had seen ever since the conclusion of this event, we are seeing he's participating in few programs. He's thanking those people who are involved in the exercise of G20. Earlier, the other day we saw Prime Minister Modi visiting Sushma Swaraj Bhavan, where he thanked all those officials, MEA officials, PMO officials who were part of the G20 exercise for the entire year, for a successful exercise of G20. And now, of course, these are the people of Delhi NCR who are here to welcome Prime Minister Modi for his efforts that his government has put to make it a grand or a successful event.
Absolutely. Mr. JP Nadda has arrived there. We are hoping that Union Home Minister would be there in some time from now, and then Prime Minister Narendra Modi would arrive at the BJP headquarters. This is a grand celebration that has been planned at the Saffron Party's headquarters here in the national capital after the successful completion of the G20 Summit and, of course, the historic consensus that was achieved between the key countries between the member nations of the G20 Summit. CEC, the Central Election Committee of the BJP, will sit today to brainstorm and decide about the next course ahead. There's already one list of candidates that has been put out for Madhya Pradesh. That is an exception to the usual norm, the pattern or the strategy which is followed by the Saffron Party. Usually they don't put out the lists so much in advance, but considering the fact that Madhya Pradesh is being seen as a very, very close contest between the BJP and the Congress Party, the workers need to be mobilized. There needs to be a ground level, booth level management that needs to be ensured. And perhaps that's why you have those lists coming out so much in advance. As Pal was pointing out, there's, I believe, one more list that is yet to be put out. And that's going to be crucial. The fact that Shivraj Singh Chauhan is present at this meeting. You also have other leaders like Hemanta Biswa Sarma, Mr. Rajnath Singh and other leaders present as part of the CEC, points out that this meeting is going to be an important session in setting up the tone, tenor and the narrative ahead of the crucial assembly elections. The foreign policy plank or the success of the union government at various international platforms has been one of the core issues, has been one of the key narratives that the BJP has put very strongly even in the national discourse. They have touted that, look, with the leadership of the Prime Minister, with the work and the consistent work of the present government, with the kind of decisive mandate that this government has, we have taken the reputation and the stature of India on an international platform to a whole new different level. And this is intrinsically linked to the discourse around national pride and national identity, cultural pride and cultural identity, a cause that the BJP has championed. Even at G20, this was a theme, not just in the summit that happened here in the national capital, but at different events, about 200 events that happened across the country in different parts. This was a very important pitch, tone and tenor that was put out. The cultural importance, the cultural ethos of India and the kind of heritage that we have. In few minutes from now, we are expecting the Prime Minister to arrive at the BJP headquarters. There is a grand welcome that has been planned. It's unlikely. We don't know if the Prime Minister will make a short address or not, but the CC meeting is going to be very, very important. There's a piece of breaking news coming in. Let's cut across to that. And the first coordination meeting of the I.N.D.I.A alliance that has concluded. Let's listen in to K.C. Venugopal, what he said after that meeting.
Meeting of the coordination committee was held today at the Sharad Pawar ji's residence and attended by 12 member parties. Sri Abhishek Banerjee of All India Trinamool Congress could not attend the meeting due to the summon by Enforcement Directorate arising out of the vendetta politics of Bharatiya Janata Party and the Prime Minister. The Coordination Committee decided to start the process for determining the seat sharing. It was decided that the member parties will hold the talks and decide at the earliest. The committee decided to hold joint public meetings in different parts of the country. The first public meeting will be held at Bhopal in the first week of October in the issue of rising prices, unemployment and corruption of BJP government. The parties present in the meeting agreed to take up the issue of caste census. The Coordination Committee authorized the subgroup of media to decide upon the names of the anchors on whose shows none of the India parties will send their representatives. These are the decisions, these are the outcome of this today's meeting. Bhopal, first week of October. Bhopal. On the seat sharing, the Coordination Committee decided to start the process of determining seats sharing. It was decided that the member parties will hold the talks and decide at the earliest. Those who are present here decided these things. We are going to talk to them.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. We're getting you live coverage from the BJP headquarters in the national capital, where the Prime Minister is set to arrive. We've had, of course, the BJP President JP Nadda and some of the top ministers of the government already arrive at the BJP headquarters for their CEC. The Prime Minister's arrival is awaited, and the BJP has, of course, turned this into a celebration of sorts in honor of the Prime Minister because of the successful conduct of the G20 Leaders Summit in the national capital. We'll also go across to my colleague Arun Dhata, who's actually there at the BJP headquarters. Arun, a lot of anticipation building up. The Prime Minister is all set to come, and this was roughly the time he was expected today. Just give me a sense of who all others are present and what is on agenda today as this meeting commences.
Well, see, Shivani,